Now I'll go ahead and create the other three images here. So again, I want to do an insert, layout objects, div tag, and I want it to go after tag, and the tag I want it to go after is my navigation. I'll go in and create my CSS rule. I want it to be an ID selector type. I'm going to call this left houseboat. And I want it to go into my external style sheet, which is great. I'll say OK. And for this one, I'll set up my box to be a width of 300 pixels. And I want the height to be 246 pixels. I'm not going to set up padding or margin because I'm sticking an image or a graphic directly into this div tag, but because I'm going to start positioning these div tags side by side, I need to set up a left float. So there's my left float, and I'll say OK to that. Double check myself. It's going after my navigation, which is good. I'll say OK. There it is. Now immediately I'm going to go ahead and pull in the image. So I'll do an insert, image, and the image I want is my houseboat. I'll say open. Give it an alternate text. I'll say house boating in lake. Again, keyword POW is fun. And I'll say OK to that. There's my image. Let me go ahead and get rid of, it didn't delete that, but I'll go ahead and delete it. And there we go. We have that image inside our ID, our div tag. Notice I'm a little shy on this. My calculations must have been wrong for the width. Let me just double check myself real quick here, and then we'll move on. This should be a width of 325. So I'll come back here for my left houseboat rule in my CSS. Here's my width. I'll go ahead and change that to 325, and now you'll see that the div tag fits the image. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert another div tag. And this will be for the middle image, and again I want it to go after tag, and the tag I want it to go after is the left houseboat. I'll create my new CSS rule. Want it to be an ID. I'll go ahead and call this Jet Ski Center. It's going into my external style sheet, which is great. I'll say OK. Immediately I'll set up my box. I want this one to be a width of 310 pixels and a height of 246. I want it to float left, no margin, no padding. I'll go ahead and say OK to this. There it is. Double check myself. Say OK. Let's go ahead and delete this content that we have in here and immediately insert the image that we want. And the image that we want is the Lake Powell jet ski. Open. I'll say jet skiing in Lake Powell. Again, keyword is awesome. And then I'll say OK. There's my image. Design's coming together. It's floating. That div tag floated to the left.